This is the Negro Ninja. And when you have a high power level, okay, you got high energy, it pretty much make people obligated to try to put the squeeze on you. Okay, like I said, you bring out what people are hiding the whole time. A lot of people don't even know that about people. Okay, and to put the squeeze on someone means to pressure one to do something. You know, you get out of peer pressure growing up. They're trying to pressure you to do stupid shit. Okay. And the example that they use is we need to put the squeeze on those guys so they finally pay their debt to us. Okay. Now, the funny thing about this is a lot of people basically are low frequency and they feel as if you owe them something. You know, growing up, you probably was a decent person. I hope you're decent if you watch him. Okay, and out of the kindness of your heart, you help people. However, that just make people want to ask you to do shit. They're always trying to use you for something because they know that you will help them. Okay, another definition for that is to create challenges or problems for one. Okay, like I said, a personal example for me is everybody trying to haze me for being great at shit. Like that one time I was taking Kyokushin. That was a low frequency motherfuckers. Traditional karate. Okay. And instead of just giving me props, the senseis, you know, it was three of them, they would just try to push me too hard. You know, they'll just overwork. So if I could do 100 push-ups, okay, non-stop, which they can't even do. They barely can do 50 non-stop. That's an accomplishment. Okay. They will just try to talk to me like it's nothing. Okay, you can do 50 non-stop. Maybe you should be able to do 200 to 300. You can do 500 kicks non-stop. They're always trying to set goals for you. Okay, if you want to be a professional, you should be able to do 500 kicks nonstop. I was like, yes, the fuck I can. I was doing this shit, you know, way before I did this. I just got to get back into shape. Okay, always trying to belittle you. Okay, I got my 500 kicks easily back without getting tired. Well, you can do that, then you should be able to do 1,000. That's what professionals do. They just try to push you like that in a bad way. That's not even pushing. It's really just putting a squeeze on you. Okay, but when you're telling people these stories, they'll say, well, look at it this way. They're doing you like that because they expect that from you. They expect better from you. I'm like, so you don't even see half the motherfuckers doing 25% of what I'm doing, even in an easy way. So why come at me in such a manner like I'm not trying or something? They're trying to, what they say, you know, like I said, it's just like the example I use, the adrenochrome thing. You know, they're just trying to drain it out of you. Okay, these people got a grudge against you. It's like how people see the rich man. You know, you got the money. Why you got it all to yourself? You got all this energy. Why you got it all to yourself? You know, so they'll try to steal your sayings. You know, just copy you and all this type of stuff. These people is insane. Always trying to put a burden on you. Okay, just like how Jesus said that what he went through, you're going to go through. And I forgot exactly how he said it. But, you know, Jesus bared the cross for everybody. You know, they see the guy that stands out. The dude is doing what he's supposed to do. So why not just bear our burdens? That's how they see you like that. Okay. But they don't want to give you the respect, just like how they don't want to give Jesus the respect. Jesus did all this, and they're trying to say he ain't real. Oh, you're a little fictional character. Okay, you wouldn't say that to Jesus' face. I bet you wouldn't say it to his face. Okay. As soon as they see Jesus, I knew he was real. Jesus, I don't even know who you is. Watch out. Okay, that's how people going to be. And they're going to get that wake-up call. Okay, that hellfire wake-up call you shouldn't have been playing. Okay, you shouldn't have been asleep this whole time. You should have been learning. Okay. But just something in you just brings that out of people. Okay. And in a work setting, okay, it just makes the person want to put more work on you, like the examples that I was using in a previous video of how they try to leverage the diligent man or whatever. Okay, if you're bold and you're standing out, you know, you're just doing stuff and everybody's just looking at you. Okay, and on the surface it seems cool. They might seem to respect you, but you're not seeing their true colors until that one, you know, dead weight brings it up out of them. You know, sometimes God will use people to just let you know that everybody's really being fake, that they're just as dusty as the person that's not doing the work. Okay. So here's the example right here. Okay, and I already knew this what type of person this person was. You know, when he first started, I peeped how he was doing shit. Okay, we're supposed to be organizing files or whatever. So instead of him just taking a whole stack of it or whatever, he'll come up there, grab a little bit, walk at his desk, grab a little bit and walk to his desk, not being efficient. And he doing that shit on purpose. Now, he has excuses to the average person. Oh, he's just African. He's foreign. He has the same energy as that dude that I told y'all about that sabotaged me when Maya invited me to her show at the Fox Theater. Same energy, except he old enough to be my daddy. Okay, same build. They both from Africa. One is light skinned, one is dark skinned. This nigga's light skinned. The nigga that sabotaged me with Maya's dark skin. Same speech, demeanor, and everything. Okay, and I was just peeping his game. I was like, yeah, I see what he's trying to do. But I didn't confront him on it. Okay, and I just sit back and I watch, and I get to see that that's the type of person he is for real. Okay, he's worse off like when he first started, he wasn't even that damn incompetent as he is right now. Okay, so the person that's training us basically tells me to do the hardest shit yesterday or the day before yesterday and gets him to do the simple shit we always been doing. Okay, and I'm doing all the hard shit or whatever because she figured, oh yeah, he having a hard time doing this. I just told him to do this and told you to do this. Okay, that sounds good on the surface. But he fucked up to the point where I'm messing up just because he fucked up. When I get to what he's doing, when we usually work on it side by side, and I would catch some of the mistakes and say, hey, you got this, I got this. Okay, yeah, I'm finna put this with this. I didn't get to do this. Okay, so I didn't get to catch it, a lot of it. So it was like hell to the point where this lady basically had to go over there and do his work, did everything for him. Okay, so prior to me knowing that this happened, okay, I'm just going through the motions as usual, and I do my stuff, and I'm, out working people as usual. Okay, I got my system going, I'm done, I tidy up, I put the shit up, waiting for the next assignment, I'm just chilling, Okay, and while he's over there, he just basically on his 1.5, tray or whatever the fuck whatever it's called. And he sees me just sitting there, and he kind of is similar to how I described that lady in the last video. What's the name of that last video? Hold up. How they try to leverage the diligent man. Okay. How people feed off of diligent workers at some jobs. And when she saw me, she was like, hey, you want to do this? Basically putting her work off on me. So that's what he was trying to do. He said, hey, we have to do this too. And points to the shit at his desk, by the way. I sit right here. He sit right here. All the shit right here. My desk is empty because I'm done. So after he told me that, I said, oh, you got it. Okay. And it's always the motherfucker that's not pulling their weight trying to delegate some shit. Trying to delegate some shit. Just like that dude in that Maya situation. Okay, he didn't even set this situation up to happen, but when Maya came back to shake my hand and all this type of stuff, I was about to introduce them, but he stood there, just walked in front like he was the one that was responsible, and then she kind of flinched a little bit, like, I was like, oh, he ain't gonna rob me. I ain't say it, but I was thinking it. Okay, he was acting like he was responsible for that shit. That's how they try to do, and that's how I believe them motherfuckers is wizards. And he gave me this wizard vibe to do it at the job. Okay. They just energy vampires. Okay. And I'm like, whatever, you got this shit. And then the situation happens to where the lady said, oh, hey, I need you to look through his stuff to make sure this is all right. I was like, okay. Because there's one thing I noticed at jobs is they always making me clean up after the next nigga. I'm like, we started at the same time. Why he can't get this shit? Okay. And I'm like, whatever. He fuck up and make it hard for everybody, but I still wasn't finna do all his shit. Okay. And I was helping him, because we got to work together. So whatever I did, I labeled and said, this is how much it is, this is what is going on or whatever. All right. So it was easy for that part, but I wasn't finna do all the shit like she was doing. She had to go through all his shit and do it right. Okay. And it basically took away from what she was doing. to the point where the other people, like the supervisor, one of the supervisors was like, hey, did you see her do this? She would use to write this on the board. You seen this? I said, no, she didn't get around to it. She was distracted. I said, yeah, she had to fix too many errors. So she was basically over here for 5 hours or whatever, until lunch is when you saw her go to lunch. She was doing this the whole time. I said, she was just distracted, man. She got it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this dude is taken away from what she has to do. He just sitting up there. Okay, now once again, all the stuff is on his desk. And when she finally gets done sorting all his shit out, okay, because like I said, I wasn't finna really do shit other than what she said, do this. And I was like, okay, whatever. I ain't got shit to do. I'm just basically killing time, you know. But at the same time, that was still productive. So after she gets done with his shit, she tells me to take his stuff and put it up. I was like, hold up. I said, let me, I had to run this shit back by her. I said, hold up, what? I need you to take this. I said, yeah, but that's on his side. Yeah, this type of job, everybody pitches in. I said, yeah, and he can do that's his stuff. He can pitch in and do his own shit. Okay. And there was a lot of static from a simple interaction that should not have happened to begin with. Okay. Now, as soon as she got done with all this type of stuff, I also noticed that he conveniently kind of lingers off or whatever. Okay, and this is what people usually do at these jobs, and they stick me with their shit. The supervisor, hey, do this. I'm like, hold up, that's his shit. And it would usually work, but this space that we in is very small, so he couldn't linger off. I mean, he couldn't venture off like 20, 50 feet away. He would have got away with it at a warehouse setting or at a retail setting or like a huge office space to where he could go all the way down there to somebody else's desk. Okay, but he just about 10, 15 feet away, so he couldn't really quite get away with it as he usually would. So that was static. And I just didn't budge. I'm like, look, he's right there. He can do this shit. And then she tried to hit me with a guilt trip story. I know, but my rotator cuffs, I got to go to physical therapy right after this. I would do it myself, but I said, yeah, and that's why he right there. He can do this. He ain't doing shit. Now, as all this is happening, they're static. And the guy that's one of the supervisors basically looks over like, I didn't see him, but I can feel him, just like what I was talking about in the other video. When I was checking the lady for asking me too many questions, he had the same expression. I'm like, don't be looking at me like that, but I'm just ignoring him. He ain't aware that I know that he's full of shit. So then she eventually tells the dude that she should have told this to begin with. I need you to take this and put this over here on the wall. Okay. So he takes it and he does like this. You can't make this up. So he looking normal and stuff, pretending to be dumb, venturing off. I'm like, nah, get your ass back over here. So he pick it up. He opens up the door. Okay. And he places it on the shelves in the other room. I'm like, she did not say put this on the shelves in the other room. Okay, now what he really wanted to happen was for me to correct him, say, no, right here. I didn't fall into it. I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. Okay, you're just trying to make it to where you're just so unpleasant to where people don't expect nothing of you. They'll just put it off on the next person. I see what you're doing. That's why I know for a fact he's a wizard. Because he already put her in a stressful situation where she was over there for damn near 5 hours fixing all the errors. So he, like I say, he fucked up so bad to where I fuck up even though I thought I was doing right. Okay. So, that shit was crazy. She just didn't want nothing to do with him at this point. And then, Negro Ninja, you're competent. I'm like, you just need to give me that respect. Okay, now she could have done, I would have done it had she came at me in a different way. Now, if she would have just been like, this dude here is incompetent, just do this. I ain't got time to deal with this bullshit here. She would have got a better reaction from me if she did it that way. But the way she came at me put me in the mindset to where you trying to use me as a garbage disposal. I don't play that shit. Okay, I'm a money processor. I don't dispose of garbage. Okay, you don't pay me for that. Okay, you dispose of garbage. Y'all need to fire this motherfucker. Okay, now this is funny. Okay, because once again, when you working and all this type of stuff, everybody looking at you. Okay, you doing your shit. You got, you got a nice little system going. You get your shit done quick. Everybody looking at you, and instead of just flat out giving you respect like you thought they was, like I thought it was respect at first until people trying to put their work off on me and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, now I see. Okay, now had this dude not been pretending to be incompetent, I might not have seen the side of these people. Okay, if he didn't cause this type of stress, I may not have seen the side of these people. Okay, it's crazy how God uses, a dusty motherfucker to show you how dusty motherfuckers around you really are. Okay, very crazy. Okay, like I say, you should be respected for your hard work. Okay, this type of person should be ridiculed in the open. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, if I was in his shoes, okay, and if I was actually trying but simply just found the job difficult, they would have shamed me all over the place. I've been in situations like that. I'm like, matter of fact, I wouldn't even say like quite like that, but like I would be good at it, but I won't be as quick as the other people that they just got it quicker. I'm like, hold up, I ain't quite get it yet. And I eventually catch up or whatever. But until then, they'll just be, fucking with me. You caught up yet? They'll be fucking with me like that. So when I'm actually doing the shit correctly and stuff, there's more pressure on me right there. Then when I'm falling behind but still putting in a valiant effort, all eyes on me. They try to humiliate me like that, but they don't ever do that to the motherfucker that is not actually trying. Ever. Okay, just like how hoes would never do that to that deadbeat baby daddy they talking about. Now, the trainer has talked shit about him to me before, but I know better than to engage. Okay, they just want validation. They want you to co-sign when they're talking shit. But if I was to point out one of his errors, she probably would have found an error that I did and made, well, you making errors too. So I never engage in that type of shit because I ain't no dummy. Okay, you never talk about what like the job and the niggas that these people hire represents the hoe and the niggas that she allowed in her vagina. Okay, you don't talk shit about a dude that a hoe fuck. A hoe walk around trying to shame other dudes, but she don't want you to talk about the niggas that she fuck. That is just not going to end well, especially if they got the platform to pull from up under you. You just don't do that shit. So I just don't engage in it. Okay, it's crazy out here. All right. It is crazy out here. All right. But due to all of his incompetence, okay, notice how I'm the one that they had static with. First, when I was telling this lady, oh, I don't like to be probed like that, I don't like people just asking me a million questions. The same dude that's one of the supervisors, doing me like that, and I caught him from my peripheral. So this is the second time. Now, once again, it's all on me, and I've been doing what the fuck I've been, supposed to been doing the whole time. This incompetent dude over there who's clearly pretending to be incompetent, no heat on him. He's not ruffling any feathers. You can be dumb all you want to. Okay, but stupidity is not a threat to these people. You got to be dumb at these jobs. Now, he may eventually get fired. Okay, but he's still not really suffering for it, like how all the mind games I'm going through just for doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do, just the burden of doing the correct thing. Okay, it kind of reminds me of this the warehouse job full of hoes I was telling y'all about. Every little mistake I made, they caught. They didn't have to see me do it. They know I did it. And it'd be like insignificant shit. Okay, and then when you have a lot of questions, it'd be like, I made a mistake. You make a lot of mistakes, So even if you draw attention to yourself and trying to get better, they'll penalize you for that. Then this dusty dude come in who does witchcraft because he told me, he was like, yeah, I play with magic. That's what he said. And I'm like, why are you telling me all this shit right here? And he does this type of shit too, to where every time he does something wrong, I end up being the one having to fix it. Okay, hey, Negro Ninja, fix this problem. Okay, and of course I'm not just finna just snitch, because if you just say he did it, it'll make me look like a tattletale. But if somebody did it to me, they'll all be in sync, so I don't engage in that. I'm like, whatever. It ain't that big a deal. And he was working fast. Looked like he was outworking me, but it turns out that he just wasn't doing all the steps. So somebody will come back, and it's always a girl. Somebody forgot to put the label on this. I need the label for this. I can't scan it. Okay, and it's always me. Nobody else get hit with this. Okay, and that's how I know that's a spiritual attack. Like people like him, just like how I say people try to linger around the dude that is handsome, that all the hoes be looking at the stuff because they know, okay, that he opens up a bitch, okay, to make it easy for him to slither through. Okay, they know that a dude will get a whole horny and it's easy for him to get the pussy while she rejects him and shit like that. It's the same concept. Lots of wizards and warlocks at these fucking jobs. Okay, fucking with the system, making it harder for the next man, while the one that's diligent makes it easy for the motherfucker to not do what the fuck he's supposed to. Okay, not sure if I got all the points I wanted to mention, but since this is 20 minutes, I got to wrap it up. And this has been the Negro Ninja, bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.